Welcome back to River Funsies. On this episode, we're going to take a look at a very popular state park, Garner State Park. And this place is located deep in the hill country of Texas, and it is about an hour and a half west of San Antonio. So if you're coming from Dallas or Houston or El Paso, it's a pretty far drive to get there. But if you're in the Austin or San Antonio area, it can definitely be a nice weekend trip. The highlight of Garner State Park, in my opinion, is the cool, clear water of the Frio River that borders the park. It is a place that lives up to the name, Frio. That water is cold, and on a very hot day, it's something you want to be in or near because of how hot it can get in the summertime. The water's very clear, and it's probably not the best place for fishing. There's some other areas, I think, along the Frio River that are probably better suited for fishing. There was fish, but I didn't see too many people catching fish. But the water is calm, clear, and clean, and cold. And also the beach area is made up of stones and pebbles, so you certainly want to wear sandals unless you don't mind getting stone bruises on your feet. And it's much like the beach. It doesn't seem like a place that gets crowded very easily. Also in Garner State Park is a lot of different trails. This one goes into Crystal Cave, which isn't much to write home about. More or less just a damp hole in the ground. But the views of the hill country is what that trail's all about. So it's about a 30-45 minute hike to get to the cave. And along the way, we came across a tarantula. Now, this is not my first time to Garner State Park. I've seen giant centipedes and scorpions and this kind of stuff in the park before. But my first tarantula I've seen in the park was this one. He's about as big as my hand. Here's another view from Crystal Cave Trail. And it was awesome. This is Old Baldy. A much more arduous hike if you decide to go up Old Baldy, but it's a place that you're definitely going to want to jump in the water after you come down from it, because you're going to be hot, sweaty, and exhausted. So this is a little dam that holds back all the water from the Frio River to give people places to recreate in Garner State Park. And there is Old Baldy once again, and people do hike up to the top of that thing. Here's the water recreation area next to the dam. There's little paddle boats you can rent, and kayaks. And these are the prices for the different things to rent during the day. So if swimming isn't enough for you, here is some of the other things that you can have. And if you bring your own inner tube or thing like that, that's perfectly fine. So, had the chance to stay in a cabin at Garner State Park, and I believe they have 8 cabins, and they were all built in the 1930s, and this is where the leaders of the people who built the camp, part of the Civilian Conservation Corps, stayed with their wives. It was a federal program during the Depression that gave people work and also improved infrastructures in state parks and other areas, and also gave them some pay because a lot of people were out of work during the Great Depression in the 1930s, and building state parks was part of what they did. And this is some area outside of the cabins, and they're spaced out pretty well. And at nighttime, you could see deer and raccoons and other things moving around between the cabins. One thing about the cabins is the tight parking. So if you're an idiot or moron like me, you might back into a tree if you're not careful. So just be a smart guy and not a dummy. Inside the cabins, they have pictures of the history of the camp, the people who built it. And this is some pictures of inside the cabins. We have a kitchen with a stove, a vent cover, sink, microwave, freezer, refrigerator, old school air vent. And they're very well built and well maintained, and full of photos of the history of the camp. So, Garner State Park was certainly a important project in the 1930s, and I would say that it probably helped bring a lot of tourism to the area, because there's not a lot of things in the Concan, Utopia, and Leakey, Texas area. Those are small communities that rely on tourism pretty heavily, and Garner State Park brings a lot of people to the area. And throughout the camp, you'll see these little markers that tell you about the people who built the place. Here is the dance floor. Garner State Park has a DJ and a dance floor, and on the weekends, in the summertime, in the spring, they have big parties where everybody gets together and dances. And this is it. The gift shop, also built by the Civilian Conservation Corps, and a historical marker that goes into some detail about the history of the place. So if you're a history buff and you like hiking and you like swimming, it might be the place for you. There is also dining in the camp, a trailer that serves different items. Also, they have putt-putt golf. This is the pro shop that also sells candy. Here's the course. And I'm not sure how many other state parks have this, but this is pretty neat. And someone got a hole-in-one. Tara, good job. So, in closing, I would say Garner State Park is an excellent place to go to if you have the opportunity to go. Treat yourself. Make a trip. There's certain reservations you have to make during the coronavirus times, but after that's over with, check out their website. I'll leave it in the link below. And go have you some fun.